Chodesh Rabbi Sai. Breakfast today is sponsored by Barry Siegel, Lili Nishmas, Chana, Rachmiel, Ben Menachem Mendel, his father-in-law Charles Rinder. Shoma should have an aliyah. Shkoyach, where is he? Oh, you're down for the Amud today, no?
Quickly.
Yeah. Okay, gewaldig. Great. Let's see what we have here today. Yoni Merzel, he was at the Shabbaton, big part of the shir. Their sponsor tomorrow morning. He started, somebody else is writing this, Naftali Wallfish, marriage and family therapist, writes that it took him 11 years. He started Daf Yomi 11 years ago and was just Messiah today in Passaic. He spent last Shabbos with you and the MDY family. I thought it would be very meaningful for the shir to share a success story, attaching a video of his speech and see him as well, some added pictures to select from as you see fit. He starts to talk about his introduction to MDY 3 years ago. May we continue to share many more simchas together. Tremendous accomplishment of finishing Shas, Mazel Tov. Personal story of Chizuk. Hi, dear Rebelli. Why did you do it to me? Why did I deserve such bushes? He'll explain. Just realizing what happened after babbling the daf for a while and realizing that I didn't get very far with it, I started listening to the shir here and there, not wanting to do the daf through shir, feeling that after all my shiva years, koilel, for almost 8 years, I have 2 emails like this of people that are in koilel. The next one is actually from a rush koilel. 8 years being 30 plus, that's what I ended up doing. The daf just called for shir. They realized that on Motzei Yom Kippur, sitting in my dining room, raising my 2 hands on the very good question you asked, I don't remember what it was, giving a smirk and making sure no one saw what I just did to myself. The decision was made. MDY. As it stands, month, day, year. MDY. Month, day, year. Nishlach. That's a good. I didn't pick it up the first time I read this email.
You go to Cohn for 8 years. You come up with
MDY. Month, day, year. Since from Sukkot, didn't miss a daf. Now after 2 months, the crash came today, waking up at 6:15 a.m. when my alarm was set for 5:15. I got so upset at myself knowing that my day will run late, still need to get to the daf before, feeling the pillow tied to my face, just running to get all ready. What is this the same? The Kitzur, what he's saying is, 2 months ago, when I woke up every day at 6:45, 7, to tell my son have a wonderful day, and now 6:15 is late. Couldn't believe it. Felt so different in the moment. Now comes the question: why do you do it to me? You made me cry in front of over 100 people by Shachris, Talis on my head, feeling thank you Hashem by Hallel. Such a wonderful family. Didn't have such a Hallel in years. He's upset that I made him cry during Hallel. This colorful shit is making my life no more black and white. Welcome to me and my beautiful, colorful life. Just finish off, I'm sure you're not yet immune for compliments since they all are true. So now I can say thank you for changing my life. Baruch Hashem, my phone is waterproof. Not looking for my name to be public. Here's another one that's not looking for his name to be public. I'm just going to say Rebbe Akiva. Rebbe Akiva from Lakewood. Please don't mention my name. Shalom Aleichem Rebbe. My life was turned upside down. I was Rosh Koilel. Hashem had other plans for me. Now I'm a balabas. I began the daf 13 days ago. I was so touched how you said that you gave up your gashmis and your plane. See, you built a business. I built up a business enough for me to be stable enough financial stability. I now need to learn other mesachtas too. So I do them with Yeshir. My life is now complete with Yeshir. Gives a feeling of belonging. Only Hashem can pay you back. 2 requests. 1, would you be able to describe how much more fulfilling your life is now compared to how it was in the business world? 2, would you be able to send me magnets for my car? It's very important to me. Both requests are denied. I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to. I don't send magnets, but Shaykhs don't have magnets. We'll move this email to somebody else. Oh, it's much more. My life is 1,000 times more fulfilling now, but it's not a chachma because I have a lot of people that their lives are changed. V'chulu v'chulu. Yesterday I said forget about it. So this is actually the sign in Brooklyn as you go on the belt. Forget about it. You mentioned yesterday this line, so I got the picture, the actual sign. It's located on the Belt Parkway, on exit 15, between 15 and 17. Have a great day. Thank you much for inspirational Shabbaton. Pinchas Akilov. Rabbi Sai, we have 6 sponsors of the month now, Baruch Hashem. 4 sponsors of the Masechta. We never had this. Masechta sponsor for Refuah for Yosef Chaim Shmuel Ben Alte Nechama from his grateful family. Masechta sponsor for Atzlacha Berukhin Subagashmias. The Masechta is sponsored by Larry Cohn, a member of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim, who started learning the Daf at age 70, continued for 32 years. The Masechta sponsor for the unity of the Jewish people. Parnassa Chodesh 6. For a fasting believer, Shelaima for Shmuel Nechemia Ben Hinda. לעלוי Siliya bas Dvora. לעלוי Benimin Meir Ben Zev David. I have a picture of him, Rabbi Yosef. If you forgot what he, look at this picture. Are you able to? You good, Gary? Very good, very nice. Here's Benimin and his dear son. Robert and Benimin. Zechrya ben Moshe, Zechrya ben Yosef, Yosef ben Chaya, Sara for parnassa berevach, as a schus for our children and a tremendous parnassa. Again, the 6th parnassa chodesh is as a schus for our children and tremendous parnassa. Parnassa Yoim, David Miller to Binyamin Miller, motivation for another daf. Parnassa Yoim, GL, good luck. What is that? I'm from Monroe. This cheer changed my life. I'm donating today that in this schus I should have parnassa berevach and rebellion should be able to go on and on. At the end of the Shabbaton, the night, so I called up all the Satmar Hasidim that were in the room to come on stage. And there were more than a million that were all from Monroe, and they didn't know about each other. A lot of them didn't know about each other, so they said they're going to make a group. The Taka did make a group. I forgot how many people in the group now. There's like 20, 30 people in the group. What?
Those 2 guys in the back.
Oh? Shalom Aleichem. You guys are not from Monroe, are you? Where are you from? Where? Montreal. Both of you? Shalom Aleichem. What's your names? Your father was at the, your uncle was at the Shabbaton. Met the ganze mishpucha over there, like 6 of them came in.
My brother.
Who was the one that was Messiah? Your brother? Your brother was Messiah?
And
your cousin. The one with the blondish beard. First Masechta you was ever Messiah. That's your who? That's your cousin. Very nice. Somebody could get them a seat, Efsher? No seats left? And you, what's your name, Tzaddik? Mendy Margaretin. Shalom Aleichem, also from Montreal. Beautiful. All right, we'll give them some seats. There's a lot of guests here. Ari, who's that guy next to you? Yes. Shalom Aleichem.
You're on camera.
From where?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
From 50 years ago. From Elizabeth.
50?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the sound? This seat seat next to you, and there's one seat over here. Come to the middle. There's 2 seats. Come, there's 2 seats. Kim Tzara.
2 kids next to you.
Oh, kids, okay. Avi, who are these kids next to you? Huh? I don't know. 3? I don't see. Oh, what's your names? Scream out your names so we can learn some Torah. Oh, Givaldik. What? Zev, I heard. You the Zev. What else? Chaya. From where? Shemesh. Rama Aleph. Rabbi Isai, I forgot to put this in. We'll put it in, Bezer Hashem. Last night, there was a siren. So when there's a siren, I go to the window and I start taking pictures, videos. I first screamed to my wife there's a siren. She didn't hear it because it was in another neighborhood. And then it turns out that a giant piece the size of this table fell here in Rama Aleph. A giant piece. Unbelievable. Round, like this big. Unbelievable. Okay, where are we? David Miller, Yemen. Yeah, you don't realize it came all the way from Yemen, and the piece falls a couple 100 feet away from this base medrash. It's crazy. For schus for rebellion, the whole MDY staff. So we have 2 art of the month, also never happened. For schus for rebellion, the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah on Job of so many, and in honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work that they do. Our boy say, a guy that was at the Shabbaton who's so moved, he gave Yossi Klein a $20,000 check yesterday, but he doesn't want me to say his name, so I'm not going to say his name. You know who you are. So Shkoyach Gadol, whoever you are. You said you don't want to know. You don't want me to say. He's raising his hand. Okay. I said the guy that was at the Shabbaton. Very good. We have a beautiful daf, very compared to yesterday. It's mamish, I got it to know. I have a question for the Olam.
Yesterday daf was like that.
Yesterday's daf was like a god that zokt mendi oirvach. Somebody sent me a message about you. I sent it to you. I thought you heard it. So I'm going to say Mazel Tov to Moti Fish is his name. He's a guy that came over to me 2 weeks ago. He told me a murdik mice about his friend. Told me a story about him. He did a tremendous chesed. So that's why I'm mentioning him. Baravim that he became a chassan. Moti Fish became a chassan and Barabad Mazel Tov. So we're holding down here, but I just want to ask a quick question. When we talk about Egla Rufa, we find a body. So we bring Chachamim, the Rabbanim, we said you have the 3, 5. They measure from the closest city. Where's the body, the closest city? Let's say it's obvious. There's a city, Shelaima over there, Bet Shemesh over here, and the body's 100 feet away from Bet Shemesh. Do you have to take out a measuring stick and measure? Yes or no? What do you guys think?
Yeah, you still have to do it.
Why? What do you say, everybody? What? Muhudar? It's a mitzvah, not mechuyev. I'm meratzim. It's a good thing. It's a good thing you came to the daf today. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Oh. It's a big schus for us, by the way. I said it last night, but we have with us a person who decided on his own, without asking any questions, as he usually does, to bring more people to Torah. More people to Torah. His way of bringing more people to Torah is to pay them $1,000 each. So only 300 people signed up for his $1,000 each, and another 300 people here in Eretz Yisrael, Chayalim, and this, another 300 for 2,000 shekel each. That's it, 600 people. Imagine if it works, the amount of lives that this person changed. Now, that wasn't enough, so he went and he spent tens of thousands of dollars on a 3D animation to get people in. I'm going to show you a little clip later when we get to that sugya, but here he is, official, everybody, I think a big round of applause. Taking things into his own hand, doing his own thing. I called him up once. I said, listen, $1,000. I can get people for $500. Why $1,000? We can get double, triple. He says, halavai, I should get 1,000 of these people. $1,000. That's how it is. Don't ask questions. As though he is. Fine. Whatever it takes, whatever, just to bring another yid to Torah. You guys could do it cheaper. You stand in the rain, bring people, 1, 2, for free, whatever. Everybody does it their own way. He has his way and it's matzliach. He got a whole shul to finish. What was it? Babakama? Babakama. All right, so now we're going to learn a little Torah. We have 20 minutes left. We got to do it. Says the Eli Gemara. We're holding by Tana, like 12 lines from the bottom. Smicha, to give somebody smicha. So in America, I don't know, only America, I'm from America, it's a huge thing. Yes, smicha. He's garnished, he has nothing in his life, he has smicha. Big thing, he puts a big rabbi in front of his name. They always talk about smicha. They don't talk about anything else. I got smicha from Reb Nosson Chaim Alte. You don't know who he is? He's moirdig. I got it. Yeah. What else do you have in your life? Garnished. I got smicha. Here in Eretz Yisrael, nobody cares. Everybody's a rav. Everybody's a rav agoyin. You don't need smicha.
Open a liquid phone book. Every single person is a rav.
They ask me, a lot of people in America, do you have smicha? No, I don't. So what are you giving a share for? I give a share without smicha. Really? Okay, interesting. I'm not going to listen, but good luck to you. You don't have smicha, you're nobody. Anyway, smicha. It happens to be that in the time of the Baal Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo, they try to reinstitute it. The Rambam says, V'shiva shiftach, it says in the Navi, V'shiva shiftach k'v'rishonim v'yitzach k'v'tchila, says the Rambam, V'shiva shiftach, I want to bring back smicha. So they try to do it, and they weren't very successful, but Rabbi Yosef Karo himself got smicha. He gave it to Rav Moshe Alshich. Everybody could look in, Rabbi Schoenberg wrote a whole piece about it, but it's a dvarim yiduim that Rabbi Yosef Karo was able, he got smicha, he gave it to Rav Moshe Alshich, and Rav Moshe Alshich gave it to Rav Chaim Vital, but that was it. There was like a lot of opposition, and you know how things go. You can't like just, it says, if you get Roiv Chachamim to agree, so they had Roiv Chachamim in Israel to agree with it, and they wanted, it makes enough community. You could give Malkus, you could do a lot of different things, Divni Knossos. Okay, so at the end of the day, today we don't have smicha. Usmicha skena b'shloisha. So the actual smicha to make somebody a rav, and to do smicha skena, which we said means this. Here we go. To lean on the animal. Here they have. This is the chassan, moti fish, and here he is telling me about the chesed that he did. Big chesed. Okay. So says the Gemara. My smicha, umay smichas kenim. Omer Rabbi Yochanan mismach savi. Mismach savi means to lean on the animal. So we have smicha, giving smicha to the rabbanim. Where are you? Smicha smichas kenim shloisha. My smicha umay smichas kenim. Omer Rabbi Yochanan mismach savi. To a rav. Mismach savi is to give smicha to a rav. Okay. But we have smicha usmichas kenim. Smichas kenim means to lean on the animal. Mismach savi is to give smicha to a rav. Omer le'abai l'Rav Yosef. Mismach savi shloisha minolan. How do you know they need three people? Ilay medachsiv vayismoich in singular es yadav olav Moshe Rabbeinu vayismoich es yadav olav yachid is gibachad. From the pasuk it seems like it's one, not three. Maybe we could open up a window or something. No, it's boiling hot. We need air conditioner. Gary, can we put on the air conditioner, please? Something. But it will open up the windows. Let's go. No, it's gonna. That's fine, but a little bit, a little rain won't help. Just daka. Let it warm up, cool off a little bit. Okay. 10 minutes. Where are we? So you say, okay, but it's Moshe Rabbeinu, and Moshe Rabbeinu is like 71. Where do you get 3 from? Maybe you should need 71. It's either 1 or 71. Where do you get 3? Kashi, it's a good kashi. Do you put your hand on the chacham and say you're musmach? No. What you do is you just say korale Rebbe. You say you're a rav. You have le rishusa lemeidan dine knosses. You let him do knosses. This is not a real knas what I'm about to show you, but I thought this is a little sad. A guy got a ticket here in Eretz Yisrael for wearing talis and tefillin while he was driving. They said in Yerushalayim, they said that he gets 1,000 shekel knas plus 4-month suspension of his license because he's driving with talis and tefillin. Weird thing. It says mefurish in this thing. I don't know how true it is. I don't know because it says dangerous. Because no, maybe I just hapshat. Because when you wear tefillin, you can't think about anything else. So Mela, you're not concentrating on the driving. That's the pshat. Yeah. Okay. It happened to be the guy was talking on his phone, but he said, "Oh, you're an anti-Semite because I'm wearing tefillin." No, you're talking on the phone and you went through a red light. Yeah. Omer lei v'chad li somech. Says Gemara, what? One person cannot do smicha. Now we're going to a Givaldic story. Rav Yehuda Amar Rav Baram Rav Yehuda in the name of Rav said there was a person you have to remember for the good. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava Shmoy. We all remember Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava. He's one of the Asari Harugi Malchus. Because of him, we didn't forget the halachas of knas. Nishtakhu. What do you mean forget? Nigrasinu. So open up the Shulchan Aruch and learn it. Ella. Without him, because there's no smicha, then there wouldn't be anybody that could do din knas. What happened? There's once a gzeira mamish like in Chanukah. There's a lot of gzeiras. The guy made a lot of gzeiras from the Jews. Anybody giving over smicha, any rav giving a talmud smicha, yahareg, he should die. Anybody receiving smicha dies. And any city that this happened in, the entire city is destroyed. And when there's a tchum, because we're running late, maybe I won't show it. Maybe I will for the new people here. Tchum means you're permitted to go 2,000 amma out of your house on Shabbos from the last house in the city. But you could extend it by putting a meal 2,000 amma away from your house. So what happens is the meal becomes your new house. Your house is no longer your house. The piece of bread, the bread that you put is your new house. And therefore, a big chiddush happens. You cannot go 2,000 amma to the other direction of your house. Because your new house just relocated to where the center, where the bread is. So you can go 2,000 amma from the bread in each direction, but there's a red line in back of your house. You can't go even 1 foot into your backyard. But I'll go part of that's not our sugya. Anything within that tchum gets destroyed if you do smicha. So what did he do? He went between two massive mountains, between two cities. In other words, that you can't punish a mountain, you can't punish the city, you're too far away from it. And far away from the tchum. Shafram, whatever it's called. Shafaram here. What happened there recently? Anybody remember? There's a missile that fell there. No, Hezbollah sent a missile somewhere, killed a bunch of people. And he did smicha. These are like the Talmidim, the famous Talmidim of Rebbe Akiva. Rebbe Meir, Rebbe Yehuda, Rebbe Shimon, Rebbe Yosef, Rebbe Lazar, Rebbe Shamua. Rav Yosef, after Rebbe Nechemia, it was 6. Rebbe Nechemia. So who gave smicha over here? Rebbe Yehuda ben Bava gave Rebbe Meir smicha. Kivin shekira veim bahem, Omar lehem bonai rutzu. So there's a story I forgot. Maybe Nachman, you can remind me where I saw it. My mom saw it recently. There was a whole family hiding in the attic during the Nazis, and they heard the Nazis coming, and the grandfather said, I'm going downstairs right now. I'm going into the living room. So they said, what are you doing? He said, look, they're going to come in here. They have the dogs. They're going to sniff us out in a second. They kill us all. We're all going to die. I might as well give myself up. I'm sitting in the living room. So he went down into the living room, and he opened up a newspaper, and the Nazis walked in, and they see a guy sitting with a newspaper, so they grabbed him, and they walked out. They realized nobody's hiding in the house. How can somebody hide in the house when this guy is all chilled on the couch? So he gave himself up, and like this, the whole family was saved in the attic. That's where I saw it. I made it up now. You're right. That's where it was. No. Seriously. That's where I saw it. I'm looking for the story. It was October 7th. You're right. The grandfather. Okay, sorry. Beautiful. Thank you. Mom, I didn't know. I remember seeing the story. I forgot. That's where, not by the Nazis. October 7th, a Maisa Shahaya. He went in, the same idea, but it's more relatable now because it's mamish. It happened last year. The grandfather went into the dining room, started this. The Arabs killed him, and everybody else was saved. So this is what happened over here. Run for your life. I don't know how they found him over there, but they found him. What's going to be with you? I'm just the stone that you can't flip over. Then Yaakov says, mamish like that. You give the guy, you give him something to take out his anger on. They take it on the old man. They stuck 300 spears into his body. Chvara means a sieve like this. So, sieve, whatever it is. Tomato. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava. So the bottom line is that you see that Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava himself, as a single person, gave smicha to all these talmidim. So why do you need 3? Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava, Achrina have a bad day. No, he had 3. You're not going to say, the Chavetz Chaim and Chaim Zundel and Moshe Yotzmach. You say the Chavetz Chaim gave smicha. It happens to be there's 2 other Rabbanim with him. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava is Galad Dar. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava Samchei. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava gave smicha to Rabbi Meir. That's not true. Rabbi Akiva himself gave him smicha. Says the Gemara, Samchei Rabbi Akiva v'lo kibloi. Rabbi Meir was a bacher. Might have not been married. He was very young. For sure, he was young. So the Olam didn't want to accept him as a Rav. What kind of Rav are you? Young kid? Okay, you're Bal Kishrin. Great. You're not a Rav. So then, Samchei Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava, later on in his life, when he got older, and people were less jealous, I guess, he was Soymachim. That's why it says that they were both Soymachim. Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava v'Kibbutz. Oh, Rabbi Shmuel Levi. Ein smicha b'chutz la'aretz. You cannot give, a Rav cannot give smicha to a Talmud in chutz la'aretz. So one person cannot give another person, even if he's in front of him, in chutz la'aretz. So Gemara says, "Ma'in smicha ilay medalei dainadin eknosis klal b'chutz la'aretz." What does it mean? That you don't deal at all with any kind of penalty cases, any knas? Votnan Sanhedrin oyages bein ba'aretz bein b'chutz la'aretz. The Sanhedrin could kill somebody in chutz la'aretz. There's the death penalty in chutz la'aretz. So certainly there's a knas penalty. Ella, you don't give smicha. Not that you don't deal with the cases that smicha cases do, like penalties, like knas, but you don't give smicha in chutz la'aretz. Says Gemara, Pshito soimchem chutz la'aretz v'nesmachem ba'aretz hamrin delay. If the Rav giving smicha is in chutz la'aretz, let's say Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava was in chutz la'aretz, and he wanted to give smicha to Reb Meir, who was in Eretz Yisrael, that wouldn't work. Why? We just said there's no smicha in Chutz La'aretz. Even if Reb Meir was in front of him, even if Reb Yehuda ben Bava and Reb Meir were in the same room in Bavel, there's no smicha. So certainly if Reb Yehuda ben Bava was in Bavel and Reb Meir was in Eretz Yisrael, it wouldn't work. What if Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava was where he was in Eretz Yisrael, and Reb Meir was in Bavel? Could he call him on the phone and say, hey, you're musmach? These people, a guy came to me, he said, I know that one of your relatives has the machla, has cancer. I know how to heal over the phone. Give me your phone number, I could heal her over the phone. Some people, they think they could heal cancer over the phone. So maybe you could give smicha over the phone. What's the big deal? I'm in Eretz Yisrael, you're in Chutz La'aretz, I give you smicha. Toshma, the Rabbi Yochanan, I've been started, the Rabbi Shaman, Barabba, the Lehavi Gabayu, the Lismichay. Rabbi Yochanan was very upset. He had tsar that Rabbi Shaman wasn't there, that he could give him smicha. Why not? You could give smicha even though he's not in front of him. Rabbi Shimon ben Zero, the Chadiimei, Umanu Rabbi Yonasan ben Achmai. Rabbi Yonasan wasn't there. Rabbi Yonasan ben Achmai, the Chadiimei, Rabbi Yonasan was there, but another person, Umanu Rabbi Shimon ben Zero. Rabbi Shimon ben Zero is the other one. Chadav Gabayu Samchu. The one that was there got smicha. The Chadav Gabayu Samchu. What a missed opportunity. This guy comes to yeshiva every day. Here's shiurim for Rabbi Yochanan. The one day he doesn't show up, that one day, that's the day that Rabbi Yochanan's giving out smicha, and his friend got smicha, he did not get smicha. Can't miss the opportunities. Rabbi Chanina, Rabbi Chaya, have a mishtakid, Rabbi Yochanan, have a kot mishtakid, Rabbi Yochanan l'mismechinu. Rabbi Yochanan really was yearning to give him smicha. He wanted to. Very bad. Lo have a mistayim milsa. Says Rashi, it didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? Says Rashi, you didn't have two people that were right to give smicha. What's the big deal? He's in a yeshiva. Grab two talmidim here. You two, come with me. We're going to give him smicha. So they want to prove from here that Rashi holds that in order to give smicha, all three have to be on a level. And that's why he couldn't find. But there's other Rishonim that argue with Rashi. So you don't need all three. You need one great one and two simpletons. Have a kometzar tuva. Rabbi Yochanan is very sad. There's nothing for you to be upset about. Why? The Amud Beis Eli Kasi, the famous family of Eli Akain, they were cursed. They don't live past 18. And therefore, not because of that, there's another thing, that they don't get smicha. So what are you so upset? You want to give me smicha? I can't receive smicha. I'm from Eli. How do you know you don't give smicha to the family of Eli? You shouldn't have any elders in your house forever. And elders means smicha. My zokin, sheleyma zokin mamish. If it means that you shouldn't be old, that's another pasuk. The entire family dies at a young age. So it must mean ela smicha. Smicha. So Rashi has a bomb kasha. If they die at 18, the only time you can get smicha is if you're 18 and a half plus. You have to be at least 18 to get smicha. They all die when they're 18. So how in the world is it Chaya to give somebody from Eli smicha anyway? They're dead. Says Rashi, there is a way that they could get old. The people from Eli did live long years. How? By learning Torah. Torah is the antidote to anything. People that were over the greatest averos ever, the tshuva is Torah. And Ma'asim Tovim Kedarim Rosh Hashanah. You can bring as many korbanos as you want. You don't get kapara. Avo, listen to this. It's crazy. Avo miskapu b'Torah ubigmilas chasadim. Torah has greater power than a korban. Torah zikna aleim liyas urim l'Sanhedrin. So even if they made it to elder years. So the Gemara over there says the Rabbah who learned a lot of Torah, he didn't die at 18, he died at 40. Abaya, who learned a lot of Torah, plus he did Milas Chasadim, he lived to 60. He got an extra 20 years. Asked the Chavetz Chaim, I don't understand, what kind of chesed? It was like Chaverim. They called up Abaya, hey, I have a flat tire, come help me. So Abaya shouldn't have done it. He should have called up Chaverim for them and say, hey, I'm a Rosh Hashiva, I got to teach here. You do the chesed. And if it's a chesed that you can't call anybody up, so Rabbah would have also done it. Rabbah wouldn't have said no. So what kind of chesed are we talking about here? Says the Chofetz Chaim Moirdik. Abai did chesed, he changed people's tires. Why? Because he wanted to show Klal Yisrael they have to do chesed. You have to be mischased. And that's why he was zoichet another 20 years. Because he showed, even though he didn't have to do it, he was showing, he was teaching Klal Yisrael about chesed, and that's why he got an extra 20 years. Zog the Heilige Gemara. Reb Zeir mitmar lemismeche. Reb Zeir was an honor, he didn't want to get smicha, he was hiding. Domar Reb Elazar lo'ilam havi kovel v'kayim. Says Rashi, kovel is a lashon of like dark, hide. And if you hide and you don't put yourself in the limelight, v'kayim, you will live a long life. Even the Shamal Domar Reb Elazar ein adam oile l'gdula. Elam came moichen lo yakol ben Yosef. He heard that the only way you step up into a position of authority is if they're moichel your averis. He wanted them to be moichel averis. So he said, oh, here I am, give me smicha. The only way I could get smicha is if I'm great, and if I'm great, the moichel averis. So let me ask you a question. Not everybody knows this. If he came just for this, it's kedai. It says chasen, the moichel chasen's averis on the day of his chuppah. Is it straight out? That's it. A guy did kol dava aser shabaylam, ate treif chazer, he did machlas, all these things. And then he gets married, clean slate. That's how you understood it. I don't think so. I'm going to be mechad or something now. Maybe not. I think you're going to be masking to me. It's not pshat that it's a real mechila. The pshat is they put it on hold, on standby. They say, okay, if you change your ways today, you don't go back to that stuff that you did when you were younger, then there's a mechila. But if you go back, then you get everything back. It's not a clean slate. If it was, everybody do all the things. Divorce your wife, get married now again, and then you have a clean slate. It doesn't work like that.
That's why some people get married 4 times.
Okay, gewaldig. But it does not, they don't chap. They didn't hear the shir. They got married 4 times. You know. No, it's not echtavashim. I'm talking about a guy did this. No, it's dvar midum. Everybody.
No, who says that?
Everybody. It's poshut. It's poshut.
Who says that?
It's dvar pshutim. Okay.
I'd like to know the makar for this.
You'll have to look it up. But that's pshat. Dvar poshut.
Give us the pshat. What's the makar? Rashi says that. It's Yerushalmi. This is a Yerushalmi.
Okay. I heard you. So I thought you were going to say that. That's the pshat. That's the pshat. Okay. It's not a freebie. Not a freebie. Doesn't it make sense? Well, stop because you got married. Oh, but what's pshat that if you get married? So what's pshat? And this week's parasha, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz says that the reason why this works is because you take responsibility. Yehuda took responsibility. When you take responsibility, Hashem says, okay, take responsibility on a woman, you're going to take care of her, take responsibility of a kihila, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Meichel Habayis. Says the Gemara. What's kaparat? Just getting married? Everything's kaparat.
When you get married, you take a Christ with someone else. That's the nekuda.
Yeah.
That's the nekuda. That's why it's naver so much. Because he's taking a Christ with someone else.
Only. And what if you're a terrible husband? It's all on standby. You see, it's on standby. Says the Gemara, when Reb Zeir got married, they started singing. This is a song that they would sing at a chasanas for a kala. They would tell the kala, you don't need makeup, you don't need anything, you don't need to dye your hair or do, weave it or whatever it is. And you still have tremendous chayin. So to Reb Zeir, you don't need any shtick. As is, you are perfect. They would also sing a song for Rabbi Ravasi, Kol min dein, smuchalana. If we have more of these, Gevalik, bring them, we'd have to do smicha like him. If we have people, Loi tismuchalana, don't give us Loi misarmitin. This is sarmitin. When you have a shmata, you don't make a nice you don't make clothing out of shmatas. Don't give us shmatas. V'loi misarmisin. Don't give us people with crooked svaras. The famous Rabbi Yitzchak says, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Everything in this world has a reason. Hashem created a spider so the Davar HaMelech could hide in a cave. Hashem created a mosquito. Everything has a reason. Why did Hashem create somebody with crooked svara? You go to yeshiva, there's guys, I have friends. Whatever you tell them, they say a little bit off. They're always a little, why? Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu make that? He says, so you should have the ability to be danlik havschos. Or to make shidduchim. That's his part, not mine. You don't like his vart, speak to him. V'amrilai, I think it's great. V'amrilai, mechamisin. Loi mechamisin. This is a chamsin. Says Rashi, chamsin is somebody that takes things with force. You're taking people's Torah away. You're not giving them the real Torah. V'lei turmisin. And this is turmisin. Says Rashi, I have no idea how this fits in here. Some sort of beam.
He says
The
people.
Huh?
He says empty people.
Empty people. Okay. People like beans. A bunch of beans. The Rebbe Menachem Mendel Fenster told me this aruch, and I saw that the art scroll brings it, but he told it to me with a little bit more than the art. He says that each one of these words is referring to current. Now, I'm not going to say current day Rosh Hashivas, but the aruch had an issue with this. He says that Sarmita means that it's a Rosh Hashiva that teaches just a daf here, a daf there, or a perek, doesn't finish the whole Masechta, and Chamisa means you only learn a fifth of a Masechta. These are all referring to Tarmisin is 2 halachas, all referring to Rosh Hashivas that are not giving over the full amount, the learning on a slower pace. That's what the Aruch says, and he brought the Marsha. Marsha says that they should do a whole thing of Vad Arba Rotzes, get together, that the Rosh Hashivas should teach more Torah, more. Okay, fine. Says the Gemara, when we go from the yeshiva all the way to the Caesar's house, to the palace, the women of the Caesar, the Beit Kesar, the women would come out of Meshayim and they would sing to him, Rabbi Ame, you're the Nasi of the nation, the prince of the nation. Madbarna Lumase, you're the leader of your nation. Butzina Dinahira, you're good looking. Like you have the candle, the light of the candle, what they're talking about is looks. Birich Masiyach L'Shlom, like Baruch Haba L'Shalom. All right, so in a new sugi Rabbi Isai, I just want to say, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? You just stood up. What's Shalom Aleichem? It's okay, you could stand. Stay. What? From where? New York. You related to the Tzvi Hertz from Lakewood? My father's very friendly with the Hertzes. Okay, Shalom Aleichem, welcome. Arifa Segla B'Shloisha. And you, what's your name?
Michal Karas, and this is Yossi.
From where?
Albany, New York.
Albany, you wrote in and all this? Shalom Aleichem, finally you made it here. I almost skipped you. It's a few other guests in the room. We'll get to them, Bezer Shem. Arifa Segla B'Shloisha. So Arifa Segla is when you find the body, you have to do a measurement. Oh! What's the guy singing the bathroom? To hit the egla. He's on deck getting ready to take the egla.
He was in Babagama.
Right.
Help me mark his
Reb Pinchas Hirschenbrung says, if he didn't say it, I wouldn't say it, but he says that, he said a vart, a vitz. It's more like a joke. He says that, why is it that Yaakov Avinu sent Yehuda to open up a new yeshiva? Yosef had a yeshiva already. Why do you have to open up a new yeshiva? She says, Pshat is, because when Yosef sent Yaakov Avinu, he gave him a hint. He said, we were learning the Parsha of Egla Rufa. So he says, it's one of the, you have a yeshiva that is still learning the same sugya 22 years later. We need a new yeshiva. So here's the pasuk. V'yatzus kenecha v'shivtecha. Skenecha shnayim, shivtecha shnayim. Each word means 2. It's plural. Skenecha means 2. Shivtecha is 2. Vein bezdin shakol, and you cannot do an even bezdin. Moisivim alei medechot. You have to add another 1. Harekin chamisha divrei Rabbi Yehuda. So that's how Rabbi Yehuda knows that you do egla rufa. You need 5. Here's another question, Rabbi Yisai. What part of the egla rufa do you need 5? What part? The measuring, the knocking of the head. What part do you need 5? Huh? The answer is only the measuring. The knocking of the head, you could have lesser dayanim, 3 dayanim, but you know, the ikr that we're talking about is the measuring only. Hold on. Vein bezdin shokum moisim alei moedechot. Arekan chamisha. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Shimon oimer skenecha shnayim. I'm not going to go with the shiftecha. I'm just using one word skenecha. Skenecha means 2. Vein bezdin shokum. I can't have even. So moisim alei moedechot. So we have a machlokes arekan shloisha. The shaila is Reb Shimon shiftecha ma'avadlei. But it says shiftecha means there's another 2. How come you say there's 3? It should be 5. Shiftecha is also 2. Says Gemara. teaches us that they have to come from the Sanhedrin. You can't just take dayanim from a regular bezdin. They have to be the special dayanim that speak all the languages. No, that it comes from Sanhedrin. I have another drasha from the words kenecha, because it could have said ziknei. It says kenecha. No, I can't use the words kenecha at all, because ziknei, the word ziknei without kenecha would mean old people, not even rabbanim. That's why the Torah had to say kenecha. B'ksiv kenecha, and just from the words kenecha, havamina Sanhedrin ketana. It's not the real Sanhedrin from the Beis Hamikdash, the 71, maybe the 23. The best of the best from the Sanhedrin. Rabbi Yehuda Gomer ziknei ziknei. Rabbi Yehuda learns ziknei ziknei mevesamchu ziknei eda esidem. Yesterday we had this whole sugya that from leaning on the animal. Remember over there we have. Let me just see. Rabbi Yehuda says 5. So we learn from ziknei, from we do gzer shava to the leaning of the animal. So we're not learning the amount, we're learning what type of dayanim. So just like yesterday we learned that they have to be from Sanhedrin, so too the dayanim that do the measuring of the Eglah Rufa have to be from the Sanhedrin. Eolif, asked the Gemara, Eolif, Leilif Kulam Hasam. You're already learning from leaning on the animal, so learn all the halachas from there. In other words, also the amount of dayanim. Says Gemara, and what do you need? The two words over here. Ella vav v'shivtecha l'minyana. You're right. Shivtecha, the word shivtecha teaches us that you need Sanhedrin. The vav, the extra vav of v'shivtecha, that teaches us that you need 2 l'minyana. Reb Shimon vav loydarish, and Reb Shimon doesn't learn the extra vav, so mainly he's stuck with 3. El me'ata v'yatzu shnayim u'madu shnayim. So now when we take a look at the pasuk, now everything's understood. Look, it says v'yatzu. How many? 2. Umadadu is another 2. So 5 plus 4 equals 9. V'yatzu's 2, skenecha's 2, shivtecha's 2, umadadu's 2, total of 8. You don't have a bezin shakel, you have to make 9. Where did you get 5? No, I have to use those words for something else. The Sanhedrin themselves have to go out, they can't send a messenger. Umadadu, they have to measure. Shafilu nimtza ba'alil li'ir. Even it's so posh that this is close to Bet Shemesh, not Yerushalayim. Tzarech lasik b'medida. It's not a chumrah, it's a halacha l'maisa. You must do a measurement. Sponsors, turning to the Daf, innovations I'll see in honor of my uncle Cohn Pressman, official. Should be Schus V'Akiva Simcha Ben Fega, who watches the Daf every day. A shidduch for Rivki Yudis Bas Yafachai, who doesn't watch the Daf every day. And a huge thank you to Rebbe Stefansky, who doesn't watch the Daf every day. Plus all the brachas. Danny Fein and Rob Ernst of Elite Israel Realty, welcoming all the new Olim, proudly standing with you on your journey to finishing Shas together. Rabbi, so we're starting a little late today. We're going a little later than usual.
That you measure because you need to show everybody.
Yeah, no. The reason why you measure is to spend a little bit more time so people know that we're doing this and that maybe we'll find the murderer. So says the Gemara, Masnisin, the Loikai Tana. Our mission is not like the Tana, the Sanya Rabbi Lezer, because Rabbi Isai in the back, מכיוון שהיה שח, זה נגמר קצת מאוחר, בגלל ראש חודש והפסיקים וזה וזה, אז התחלנו קצת יותר מאוחר, אז גומרים קצת יותר מאוחר. The Sanya Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov Oimer, ויוצאו זקניך ושבטיך. ויוצאו זקניך ושבטיך, זקניך זו Sanhedrin. Now, it says V'shoiftecha. So we're saying a big chiddush here. V'shoiftecha is a melech v'kohen gadol. A new shita. Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov says the king himself and the kohen gadol, the greatest in Chaya, kohen gadol, they also have to go and measure. New chiddush. We never said this before. Melech d'chsev, melech b'mishpat. The word melech and mishpat go together, like shoiftecha. Yamaderet. Kohen gadol d'chsev uvasa l'kohanim levim v'la shoifet. It says kohen gadol and a shoifet in the same pasuk. So shoifet. Anybody that's a shoifet, in other words, a king and a kohen gadol also have to come out there. Is he arguing on one or two things? What are the two things? One thing we just saw that he says that the king and the kohen gadol have to go measure. But But how many of the Sanhedrin do you need? Maybe he holds like a review that you need 5. Reb Shimon, he holds that you need 3. Perhaps he holds that 71 Sanhedrin have to come and measure. What's the pshat? So there's a new concept. We haven't spoken about it in a long time. It's called a Zoki Mamre. The way it works is you have a Sanhedrin of 71. If we have any shayla whatsoever in Klal Yisrael, the Sanhedrin decides. We go with the majority. And that's it. No shaylas. If one of the people of Sanhedrin decides they don't know what they're talking about, they made a mistake, I'm going to make him a cha, we kill him on the spot. We kill him. And if Sanhedrin sits and says, no, don't kill him, we'll meichel him, it doesn't work. You argue with Sanhedrin, you die on the spot. Why? No machlokes. There's no machlokes in Klal Yisrael. Everything is clear. All this machlokes right here is because we're in Galus. That's the curse of Galus. But in time of the Beis Hamikdash, there was zero machlokes. Everything was crystal clear. This is the halacha. That's it. If we had any questions, we asked Sanhedrin. Psak. Somebody argues, choke him to death. But that's only if that took place in the Beis Hamikdash, says the Gemara. Toshma, Mitzon HaBeis Pagi. If this Zokim Mamre argues, a Beis Pagi, it's outside of Yerushalayim. It's part of Yerushalayim. It's the new Yerushalayim. V'imra aleim, and he argued with the Sanhedrin. Maybe you kill him. It has to be in the place. It has to be in the Lishkas Hagazas here. This is a place in the Beis Hamikdash where the 71 Sanhedrin sat. They never left there. That's where the argument takes place. Any place else, we don't kill him. Now, how did the Sanhedrin get to this Beis Pagi place? The Nafakama, how many left? You said, let's say 23 left the Beis Hamikdash, they went to Beis Pagi. They took a little tiyul. So why would you kill them at all? Maybe whoever's left, 71 minus 23, official, how much is that? 48 left the Beis Hamikdash. Maybe 48 say that the guy's right. Why kill him? He said like the 48 in Beis Hamikdash. How do you know? You're not there. You're talking about he's arguing on all 71 that are in Beis Pagi out like next to Yerushalayim somewhere. Lamai, why did they leave? They went to visit a caver. Let's say they went to Caver Rachel. Let's go daven. They're not allowed to go out of Beis Hamikdash. It says, don't dilute the wine more than a third. In the time of the Gemara, you take wine, you add a lot of water. In other words, a third of 71 is how much? 23. At least leave 23 in the Beis Hamikdash. How did you get to a point where they went on a spatzir and everybody left the Beis Hamikdash? Obviously, they had to go. And what's the Devar Mitzvah? Our sugya. So you see from here that they all left, 71 left, to measure. We thought you need 5 or 3. No, here's the sheet that you need 71. They all had to leave the Beis Hamikdash. For what? Must be to measure. Says Gemara, no. There's 2 other things that they could leave for. When they want to expand Yerushalayim, it's not a joke. You don't say, Yerushalayim is another 5 feet. Those 5 feet means that you're allowed to eat karbanas, kachim kal. What? It has a kedusha of Yerushalayim. You're allowed to eat different karbanas within those 5 feet. So the Levim come, they sing, they bring karbanas. It's a whole situation. That's why the 71 had to leave, but they didn't leave to measure your egla rufa because it's not name. Let's just do 3 or 4 more lines to finish to the 2 dots. Of Yosef. If the Zokim Mamre, one of the Sanhedrin, decides to argue in the Sanhedrin, it says Mefurish that they went out to measure the egla rufa and the city and the Azara. You think that you could kill him for that. Only if this happens inside the Beis Hamikdash. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. A good Chodesh.